Thank you, everyone. Uh, for joining again. And here is the next video on conditional statements, that is, if else. We learned simple if in the last video, and here is the syntax of it. So let me copy this because it will be a continued part of the same one. I'll be moving with if else, if else statement. And it's my duty to explain the syntax first with all the languages. All the major languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp follow this syntax. And all the learnings which we are doing is concentrating on learning AMP in future. So keeping that in mind, I'll even explain the syntax of the AMP. So let me type it from the scratch. Syntax of if else is if condition semicolon else semicolon. This is the basic syntax of if else in any language. You might wonder, this semicolon will be replaced by a block, and this semicolon is replaced by a block. Condition based on the result, if executes or else executes. True, execute the if block. Let me take pointers to explain. Condition, true, execute this block. Condition is false, execute this block. Any one will be executed. You might have statement or statements, more than one. You might find one more syntax like this in the same languages. Condition, statement, statement, only one, else, statement. Let me give you the insights of interviews also. And before we jump in, let me give you the syntax of AMP script. If condition, then you'll write all the if condition statements here. Else, statement or statements. No semicolon, preferably in this language. When we deep dive into the AMP script language, we'll learn about it. But for now, since we are learning if else, let me explain you the if else also. This is the syntax. So as I mentioned, it is not a case sensitive language, but I always type keywords of AMP script in uppercase to make it easy for recognizing. You can type in uppercase, lowercase. So if you follow lowercase throughout, if then statements, else statements, any number of statements. If you understand in one language, the working model is same in all the other languages. Almost every language which supports if else, or switch. That is the reason it's a three-part series on it. If else, if we have completed, we are concentrating on if else. This is the syntax. Now it's time to go back and learn how if else works. And one of the major errors when I've seen in when I'm evaluating in exams, when I'm taking the interviews, I've seen this error a lot. Can you explain me if else? Error, I'll tell you. If round bracket, flower bracket, else round bracket, flower bracket. This is one of the errors which I very often see it. There is only one condition which will decide the execution of if else. You might have heard about nested else if statement, which will be the fourth video. But in any language, it is simple if else switch based on you executing if within an if will be a nested if. When you start writing if, else, within else if you have one more if else, in that else if you have one more if else, that is nested or else if ladder. This is the error which I see very most of the cases. There is this, people get confused. This is only one condition. Let me rewrite it. If a block, else a block. First understand this one. You can have a stab, round bracket will have condition using conditional operators, and it will end in result true or false. True, execute if. False, execute else block. That's it. What is the error we see? I see this error very often. If, else, also. Sorry, you're wrong. Now it's time to learn the execution of it. Okay. As I mentioned in the previous video, this is my favorite editor to explain if else and switch. Because C and C++ is my favorite language. Now, let me copy this code, shift upper arrow, edit, copy, close the windows. I need to move CD, CD, a new file, save it as if else dot c. I'll paste whatever I've copied. As I mentioned, you concentrate on the if else part. Now I'll write else, and I'll show many variations in this. So watch the video completely. Hello all. The other one is hi all. Very simple. Hi. A simple variation in printing. You can have any other statements also, the processing statements. So let me run this first. Sorry. And before running, it's my duty to save it, run it, enter two numbers. I'll change it to one number, that would be good. Let me change this because we are not comparing with anyone else. Enter one number. And let me change the variables. Okay. So now concentrate on execution. I'll go with the debugging mode. Debugging is here. Step 7. I'll give one number 0. 0 is equal to 0. True. Any one will be executed, just like tossing a coin. Toss a coin, heads, I'll go to college. If it is false, I'll go to a movie. You have only one thing to do out of the result. Is it equal to 0? True. Execute the if part, skip the else part. You can see the execution. Let me rerun this. I'll give the other number, which is not 0. I can give anything. 12 is equal to 0, false. Execute this. Any one will be executed based on the result. It's the same thing with your JavaScript. So I've explained it. So now I'll pick the JavaScript also to make you people understand in the language. So it might be any language. Most of the syntaxes resemble. I'll open the file, which is simple if. Just one thing, where did I save? It is in this simple if. Okay. If else syntax. If else dot html. I need to write an else part here. Alert. If you go back and compare, the syntax is same. Now let me save it and open in a browser. Here we have. If else, double click on your favorite browser. If I give 0, it should show me hello all. You can see this. End of program will be displayed because it is not placed in any condition. Refresh your browser, give any other number which is not 0. You will get hi all. This is the execution. If you want to see each and every line, we need to go to more tools in the browser, developer tools. If you are in developer tool, this debugger comes into execution. If I rerun this, it will take the input 0. Now you can see the debugger in action. Use this line, each step. Now 0 is equal to 0. True, execute hello all. Skip hi all. I'll try to re-execute it. "25", the condition is false. It will execute else part. You can see this. Hi all will be executed, and then the alert. But with this is how if else works. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can comment in the comment section. I'll try to answer on that. So the next video we'll try to cover on the last topic, switch, and switch will be explained in one language. Remaining it's you people will be executed. JavaScript part I'll do a separate video. So thank you for watching. The next video is on switch statement in C language.